Okay, Dave Miles, thank you for coming out. And we got Tim Beck with us today talking about some borough issues, so let's get on with him. See what old Tim has got for us today.
Good morning.
Out wrestling buffalo or
no,
out chopping heads off chickens or what?
That's what was done last week. We're in the process of attempting to get some windows painted on the house.
Oh, okay. You better get that done.
Well, I know.
You know, there's snow up on 2,500 foot today. It's supposed to be.
There's a reason I live down in the flatlands.
Yeah, right.
Except in the middle of the winter, I wonder why I live in the flatlands and not up in the hills, I guess. So.
Okay, what we got for borough business today?
I'm just going to talk very quickly. We had some real controversial issues came before us this last Wednesday. And not the biggest one, I think, was, and we're still trying to wrap our arms around one of them, which was a liquor license for the golf course, because there was a transfer of ownership, and we're trying to determine whether it's a new or a transfer. So we're in the process of trying to determine whether or not that's a grandfathered use. So, and I prefer to err on the side of caution, because to allow them to have a liquor license, they need a rezone. The rezone wasn't accomplished yet. They said, however, the Planning Commission voted to do this, and I said, yeah, but you cannot grant something that's in non-compliance with the current zone. We're not doing our job if we allow that to go through. But anyway, that's going to be challenged, and we're going to try to have the answers. I don't disagree with what's going on, but the process has to be honored. Right. You can try the cart in front of the horse, but I think that was done once. That didn't work that well. We turned down an ordinance of the amending Title 18 that would allow tanning salons as a permitted use in the multifamily office. The biggest thing that occurred was we passed an ordinance that allowed the Fairbanks Drama Association a tax exemption. Okay. My concern, and rightfully so the mayor's, is that the theory behind it was there was an ordinance passed in 05, which is, I might admit, was the 1 year I was off the assembly, that allows a checklist for the folks that qualify or think they qualify for tax exemptions, and they fill the checklist out. And my concern at that time was if they fill out all the checklists, the language on the ordinance says the assembly may. I said, if they fill out the checklist, they're going to expect it. So, and the mayor rightfully expects a plethora of folks coming in and applying for tax exemptions. The good side of that is that hopefully we'll see how important the property tax plays into the mix of paying for our needs over the next year. We've got the sales tax proposal on the ballot that's in about 2.5 weeks now. And all I'm going to speak to the sales tax proposal is, folks, this is not just a sales tax. This is an opportunity for property owners to reduce their tax obligations. And that's what this is all about, is property tax reduction. And that's, so vote your conscience, but in many cases just run the numbers and vote your wallet, because that's what I expect people to do. But property taxpayers, this is your chance to take and reduce your properties. If this passes, it could solve the city of Fairbanks' issues with by the reduction in anywhere between 40 and 50% in property taxes, which would take care of the issue the city of Fairbanks has with it. But like I said, it's in the hands of the people now. That's where it rightfully belongs. And when the vote is done and then they're counted, we're going to move forward with other issues. Okay. So with that, nothing overwhelming. We've got a whole list of different things coming up, but most of them have to do with the issues of service areas and expanding and budgeting. But there was one other resolution we're going to ask, and I hope people support this. It's a resolution that's asking the Alaska State Legislature to amend state statute to allow for the surviving spouse of a service man or woman that has lost their life in combat to receive a lifetime residential property tax exemption. You can't ask more from a person than the sacrifice that that family's already given. So I hope the legislature takes it and is able to work with it and put it together, because it does occur like that in other states, and I think it should here too.
Okay.
The cold climate housing thing, ICLA, we're joining a thing that one of the other candidates was talking about earlier. It's basically, it's an organization that is trying to determine, we know that the climate is changing. I mean, and that's a fact. We have different insects. We have fish swimming further north than we've ever had before. We're having warmer weather. How and why it's doing that, we need to determine, or maybe we don't. Maybe we just need to learn how to live with the changes that are happening. There's a greater power out there that's taking care of that climate. And we all recognize that. So let's just deal with that and how we can focus on what's actually occurring. And oftentimes, how we got to this point is not important. It's how you go from this point on. So with that, use your turn signals as those roundabouts, folks.
Yeah, right.
I have more things, but we're running late, and I don't want to run us over. So, Dick, thank you for the opportunity. And I'll be back next week, and we'll see what happens. And I would be more than happy, once again, if you want to have somebody out here to speak on the proposed sales tax ordinance, I'd be more than happy to come up for closing comments. So,
okay.
And just share what information we have available.
All right. Okay, thank you very much.
Have a good day now.
Beck from the Borough. And so that we're out of time. And so the Lord bless you till next Saturday. And just listen to the candidates, find out who you agree with, and get out there and vote. We're going to be on that. And one more thing before we close, don't forget KJNP.